Hello, my math independent study student. The objective for this video is adding and subtracting radicals. So let's just refresh our memory. So first of all, the number under the radical side, this we call radicand. The number outside, in this case you don't see nothing here because this is the invisible number. By default this is a 2, so this number we call this to be the index, or we call this the root, and then this side we call this the radical. So if I have cube roots of 5, so 5 is the radicand, and the 3 is the index or the root, and this root, this root symbol we call this is the radical. Okay, so now we move on, and I will tell you what are the light radicals. So the light radical must have the same index and the same radicand. You can see by here these two numbers, they are like radical because they have the same radicand, which is 3, and they also have the same index. Now you don't see the index because this is the invisible index. So if you index is 2, you don't have to write it down. That's why for the square root we don't have to write down the index. Now the coefficient, the number that times your radical, this is 2, this is 5, it can be different. That would be okay, but we have to make sure that we have to have the same radicand and the same index or the same root. So let's look at the next two numbers, square root of 2 and square root of 5. These are not like radical because they have different radicand, the 2 and the 5. Now look at the next two right here, the square root of 2 and the cube root of 2. These are not like radicals because they have the same radicand, which is 2, but they have different index. So this index is 2 and this is the invisible index. I'm sorry, this index is 3 and this is 2, so they are not the same index. So when you add or when you subtract two radicals, they must be like radicals. It means that they must have the same radicand and the same index. So let's look at this example here. So these two numbers have the same radicand, which is 5, and it also have the same index. We don't see here, but this will be the invisible 2. So therefore you can add them up. Now when you add them up, you only add the number right in front of the radical. So this case I add the 2 and the 3. So 2 plus 3 get a 5, and you put the 5 back in front of your radical. So let's move on to the subtraction. If I have maybe 18 cube roots of 6 minus 12 cube roots of 6 plus 10 cube roots of 6. So you can see right here that I have 3 radicals and they all have same radicand, which is 6, and they also have the same index or the same root, which is 3. So therefore you are going to have to think about your distribution property. You know, go ahead and factor or take your radical right term out, so we cube root of 6 out. So inside you have 18 minus 12 plus 10. So 18 minus 12 is 6. 6 plus 10 is 16. So you have 16, and then you put your radical term next to this. So cube root of 6. So this will be the conclusion for this video. Make sure you write out your own summary. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.